Hi, Lucy here. Today we're going to replace the bulb in the spa. And so the first thing you want to do is make sure that your GFI is off. And when you open the panel, usually what you see is a double pole breaker that usually goes to the pool if it's a 220. And then this is the transformer for this kind of system, but there'll be barely, you can see it, but this is GFI lights. You want to shut that off. And what I do, just to be on the safe side, I just shut them all off. Okay? Then we're not going to get electrocuted today. All right, we're going to go to the pool and spa right now. What we're going to do is we drain the spa down as much as it can go. You don't have to do that when you're just taking the bulb out. If you're replacing an entire light, you do. So this is a pilot screw. And most of these reach right here. So what you want to look at is, you want to always inspect the back, and if you see there's a little bit of rust, then that's, a lot of times that's where the water is coming in. In this situation, the light just needs to be burnt out. I don't know yet, so let's see. There's a little nut on the other side. You want to hold that. Now, as you can see, always remember when you replace them, the light gasket goes around the lens. So I'm going to bring this out. Okay. Now, see, you can tell that that's burnt out. And then you want to inspect the inside and make sure that the element isn't cracked, that's not rusty, and all that. Okay. All right, now, whenever I do a light repair, I always bring a few different bulbs, because a lot of times you don't know until you open it. So this one is a halogen. You push it down and turn it. This one is threads in. And then this one hopefully will replace that one. And they make them a little bit different now. Notice, see the difference, obviously, but the back is the same. No. Okay, so what I'm going to do is have my video guy let me know when I go turn this on if the light comes on. Let's see when.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So you don't want to leave it on too long. What I'm going to do now is, okay, so now what we have here, we have the light out. You always want to change the gasket, even if you don't think it needs it. Now this is a Hayward. One way you can tell from the outside is, usually this is a very smooth finish outside. an American will have like a design on it, okay? So that's one, and it says it here, right there, H for Hayward. All right. The one thing about a Hayward gasket, importante, molto importante, is, you won't be able to see this, but there's embossed writing that says, this side must face pool, all right? And not that side, that side. So when you put it your back on, you need to, because the lens is obviously going to be facing outwards, that this side of the gasket has to face the pool, all right? So that's how I'm going to put it. I'm going to clean this up a little bit. I'm just going to put a little bit of muriatic acid. Get rid of that fog. And one other thing you might notice, I'm standing in water, so you can do this with water in the pool. In fact, when you change a pool light, you know, usually it's just far enough that you can reach over, unscrew the pilot screw, and replace the bulb. Now you cannot do that. You can't do that when you're changing the entire light. That means then it has to be below the niche, and because you're going to have to pull everything through and then put silicone in it. That's by code, okay? But we're not dealing with that right now. Okay, so this side must face pool. Always want to make sure that this is nice and clean. A lot of the older, like if it's an old light, you'll get a bunch of crusting and scaling and stuff like that. You don't want that. All right, so goes inside here. And now the fun part. Oh yeah, one of the things too is that this says top, and so you want the pilot screw, this to match the top there, all right? Now what we're going to do is this band is going to go around here and also this little rim here. So hopefully we'll be able to show you how this is done. I'm going to change positions. Why don't you pause it, because we're going to change positions. Okay, so, okay, when you're putting this on, and I know we didn't film it right the most part, but when you're putting this on, sometimes it helps to put this nut on first and slide it over, okay? But I don't want to mess with this anymore because they're kind of a pain, just so you know that if you're having a little difficulty. But what you want to make sure is that before you tighten it too much, you want to make sure that this is evenly flushed, so that the lens cover is pushing down evenly on the light gasket. So then and I want to say you want to do this, you know, decently tight, but, you know, I hate to say this, but you men's are sometimes do things a little bit too tight, so just try to, you know, it's hard to determine, but if you do it too tight, you're going to bend things, so you just want to make sure. Like that, okay? All right, now, one of the things you want to do is when you put it down in the water, you don't want to see air bubbles. So well, one. But if you start seeing a bunch of air bubbles come out of here, then you know that this isn't a tight seal. All right, so that's very important. Actually, I think we can just do this. So when you're putting this in, you want to wrap this around. And again, don't wrap it too tightly in the back, because a lot of people like do this so tight and this ends up bending, and that's when water can also get in that way. All right, so this is the top, and so that means on the bottom there's a little notch that it goes into the niche. Where's that pilot screw? Hang on a second. I'm going to drain some of this water out.
Okay.
Okay, so you've got the niche down there. Okay, that's it. Now, a couple things is, for some of you that would notice, the reason the water keeps coming back, they have an electronic valve, and that the spa is always open. So we had to keep like kind of draining it, you know, but so don't think I don't know what I'm doing, but I didn't want to change the cam and shut the spa valve off all the way. Anyway, that's it. Anything else we can think about? Put the little lens cover back on. And there you go. I hope you learned something. Come back and visit me on my website, and we'll see you next time. Bye. Okay.